The marketplace buzzed with life as vendors called out their wares, the scent of fresh spices and grilled skewers filling the air. Lin and Pei strolled through the crowd, their baskets swaying at their sides. Yet, Lin's furrowed brow and the tense grip on her basket betrayed her inner turmoil. "What's troubling you, Lin?" Pei asked, her tone as steady and calm as a shaded stream. Lin sighed heavily, her frustration evident. "It's Jian again. I asked him to help with the household accounts last week, but he hasn't touched them. Instead, he spent the afternoon repairing a neighbor's fence. It's like he's avoiding me on purpose." Pei raised an eyebrow, her expression thoughtful. "Did he say that?" "No," Lin admitted, frustration bubbling in her voice. "But what else could it mean? He always puts others before me. It's as if he doesn't care about what I need." Pei stopped walking and turned to Lin, her gaze steady. "Lin, have you asked him why he hasn't helped? Or are you assuming you already know the answer?" Lin blinked, caught off guard. "Why would I need to ask? His actions make it obvious, don't they?" Pei shook her head gently. "Actions often speak louder than words, but they don't always tell the whole story. What if there's more to his choice than you realize?" Lin frowned, but Pei's words lingered in her mind. That evening, she approached Jian as he sat sharpening his tools. "Jian," she began cautiously, "I noticed you didn't work on the accounts last week. I felt neglected, but I want to understand, why didn't you help?" Jian set his tools down and looked up, surprised. "I'm sorry, Lin. I meant to, but Mr. Zhao's fence was broken, and his ox kept escaping. He's too old to fix it himself, so I thought I'd help before it caused more trouble. I didn't mean to upset you." Lin's frustration melted into understanding. "I didn't know that," she said softly. "But it would help if you told me these things. I assumed you were ignoring me." Jian nodded, his voice sincere. "I'll try to communicate better, and tomorrow I'll start on the accounts." The next morning, Lin recounted the conversation to Pei as they sat in the shade of the willow tree. Pei smiled knowingly. "You see, Lin, assumptions build walls. Questions build bridges." Lin returned the smile, her heart lighter. "I suppose I'm learning to ask before I accuse." Dear friends, we often assume that the way we think is the only way others should think. But this is usually not the case, especially when we're with someone who is different than us. In such situations, it's important to ask your partner about the reasoning behind their actions before jumping to conclusions or assuming the worst.